welcome to your poll center for the 2024 election. You're watching ABC News. This is ABC Prime. I'm Epifania Chokotokligui. Coming up in the headlines. Parliamentary candidates for the NDC in the Ayawaso West Wuogon, John Dumelo, files a complaint at the office of the Special Prosecutor against candidate Lydia Al-Hassan. 3.6 million spoiled ballot papers destroyed in the Eastern region by the Electoral Commission. We'll hear from the party representatives in the region. As part of efforts to safeguard our security system, government has commissioned an e-gate at the Kotoka International Airport. Traders are cashing in as political campaign activities get heated across the country. We'll explore the printing business to know their concerns. We have details of all these and more to stay with us. The Electoral Commission has destroyed over 3.6 million ballot papers intended for both the presidential and parliamentary elections in the Eastern region. The exercise was carried out under strict police security and was closely monitored by the two main political parties, the National Democratic Congress and the New Patriotic Party. This action follows the suspension of special voting in the said regions after reports emerged about leaked ballot papers. Speaking to the media after the destruction of the ballots, the Eastern Regional Director of the EC, John Appiah, expressed satisfaction with the process.
The executives, all of them have been here, and together you could see by yourself the exercise has been very, very successful. We brought all the parties together, MPP, NDC, their regional executives, their district executives, constituency executives, all of them have been here. And together, we offloaded the ballot paper, we checked the seals, they were satisfied with it before we offloaded them, and now we are burning them. So they are all satisfied. So the exercise has been very, very successful. So yes, they are printing them, and I'm hopeful that they may finish today. They have even called us to let Afram Prince North and South go to Accra to pick their consignment. So I'm hopeful that everything will be okay by tomorrow, and then Thursday you will have the special voting, and then Saturday.
However, the NDC Eastern Regional Secretary Jamal Kone criticized the EC's handling of the situation, stating that EC has not been entirely transparent with the process it outlined as it tried to conceal information and make decisions without the knowledge of the party executives.
Because from day one, the EC has never been truthful, faithful, and actually playing with us. All they do is to conceal and clandestinely do things without our knowledge, especially this very one. If you want to discard rejected ballot papers, at least communicate to our national executive. They will also communicate to us. But you can't send, a WhatsApp message. It was a WhatsApp message sent to their platforms. It wasn't even a statement officially addressed to the district offices. A WhatsApp message directing them to empty the bags, leave the ballot papers at the various district office, which I think they are not, actually helping the cause of this election. But as we have always been.
The National Democratic Congress parliamentary candidate for Ayawaso West Wuogon, John Dumelo has filed a formal criminal complaint against Lydia Seyram Al-Hassan, the incumbent Member of Parliament for the constituency, with the Office of the Special Prosecutor. The complaint stems from allegations that Al-Hassan distributed food during the special voting event on December 2nd at the Legon Police Station polling center. The act, which was caught on video, has sparked debates over voter influence and the integrity of the electoral process, as she was seen giving food packages to voters in line. In response to the controversy, Lydia Al-Hassan defended her actions, insisting that her intentions were purely compassionate.
On the 7th of December.
So I try as much as possible not to respond to all their propaganda and all that. I wasn't here. I don't know if you saw me here. I've been here since I came here.
The special voting exercise in the Ayawaso West Wuogon constituency was conducted at the District Police Headquarters, Legon. Security personnel formed.
Just as we do regularly, we send food to be given to our team, food to be given to our agents and our staff, and some of your staff. In fact, the gentleman who recorded or videoed, I don't know if he did, but he interviewed me, was also fed yesterday. And all other journalists, almost all of them there were fed by my team yesterday. Just as we do regularly, we send food to be given to our team, food to be given to our agents and our staff, and some of your staff. In fact, the gentleman who recorded or videoed, I don't know if he did, but he interviewed me, was also fed yesterday. And all other journalists, almost all of them there were fed by my team yesterday. Just as we do regularly, we send food to be given to our team, food to be given to our agents and our staff, and some of your staff. In fact, the gentleman who recorded or videoed, I don't know if he did, but he interviewed me, was also fed yesterday. And all other journalists, almost all of them there were fed by my team yesterday. Just as
Meanwhile, the Commission of Human Rights and Administrative Justice has criticized the MP for Ayawaso West Wuogon, Lydia Al-Hassan, for distributing food to security officials during the special voting exercise on Monday. Shraj Commissioner Dr. Joseph Whittal, in an interview on Joy News, condemned the act and described it as voter inducement and corruption.
To treat us as the legal term, to share food, to share money to anybody in the queue in preparation to vote, because it is tantamount to corruption and an integrity issue. So having seen that could happen even to security officials, we have always assumed that would not be the case. It never happened in the past, but this time around, it seems it has happened. So we will factor that into our next election. When we monitor, we get the evidence. The evidence will now be presented with recommendations to the appropriate institution that has a duty to carry it out. In this case, Special Prosecutor has the role to play because of the particular allegations that are involved in this one. That we're looking at corruption and corruption related. In the course of an election, this has been captured in our Criminal Offences Act. So we would have made referral to the Office of the Special Prosecutor, or in the absence of the Special Prosecutor, to the Attorney General, as a general referral to the Office of the Special Prosecutor, or in the absence of the Special. This has been captured in our Criminal Offences Act. So we would have made referral to the Office of the Special Prosecutor.
The conduct of the MP has sparked a widespread of criticism and condemnation, as some have described it as a clear violation of the electoral laws. While this may be an isolated case, Monday's special voting exercise equally was characterized by other events, including allegations of person intimidation and discrepancies in voters' register, among others. Here's a graphic presentation. Your screen, voting inducement allegations, and for some of the constituencies, so for the Sagnarigu constitution, the constituencies, we have Ablekuma Central, and for some of the offenses over there, police officer was actually caught with pictures of the ballots, and also some immigration officers had his biometric details, which was used by another person to vote before he arrived to actually cast his own ballot. The action that was taken was that the officer was actually forced to delete, and then also he was, let go. Free action was actually taken on this, was that the officer was verified and he was also made to vote. Now for Ablekuma Central, you realize that the NDEC actually raised concerns of voters allegedly taking pictures of ballot papers after voting. And we look at Ayawaso West Bogon, you realize that an MP captured on video, he was actually captured on video sharing food to voters in the queue. And also the action that has been taken based on, the video that is out there is the fact that the OSP is investigating the MP, and action that is taking that the voter was arrested by the police for investigation. Okay, so these are some of the key issues that actually happened in just yesterday's special voting incident that happened. But then, before we actually engage a security analyst on this issue, we actually want to look at some important issue. We have my colleague, and also he's a reporter, Jennifer Sedi Klochi, and she actually witnessed such actions that were meted out to her, including, other reporters at the Tema West constituency on Monday by some political party executives and police officials. Sadi, good evening. Welcome to ABC Prime.
Good evening.
You witnessed an intimidation by some police officials who demanded your devices. What more can you share with us?
Yeah, we are heading towards the polls on Saturday, which is 7th of December. And intimidating of journalists has not been something that is new. We've experienced it, we keep talking about it, but still our security forces in Ghana still are not listening to us. Yesterday when we were at Tema West, there was an incident where a police officer took a picture of his vote, and then he was being sent to the commander's office and then locked up. When we're trying to take videos, they didn't allow us to take videos of the officer taken away. After that, the IGP came to cast his vote. After he was done with his vote, we were asked not to take any more videos or even get closer to him. After he left, some officers came around demanding to take our phones from us, especially me. He took my phone from my tripod. So my tripod is even broken. He took my phone and asked me to delete the videos and the pictures. I told him I'm not going to do so. Either he hands over my phone to me, or I'm also going to go the other way, because we are here to do our job as journalists. And they are supposed to protect us. If they are intimidating us, how then do we feel free in our comfort zone to report? It took some minutes. He had a call and he released my phone to me. But my other reporters' phones were not given to them, to my best of knowledge, and I left there. To say further, our security enforcers that are supposed to protect us on this field as we report, just a special voting, and they are doing this to us as journalists. What will happen to us on the 7th of December? if those who are supposed to enforce the laws are rather breaking the laws and intimidating us.
Yes, but I want to find out, did he give you a reason why he actually demanded to take your device?
Yes, he said we're not allowed to video whatever that was happening because it's not everything the media was told to cover. I made him know what he is telling me is not my job. I'm here to do a report, and I'm supposed to report every single incident that takes place at any police station. So no matter whatever I cover, his job is to protect me if I am being attacked or there is any situation that is uncomfortable. But if he has to intimidate me because I have to take videos and pictures of an incident ongoing, then he cannot teach me my job.
Definitely. I'm very sorry you had to go through that experience, Sedi, but definitely want to believe that. I mean, when it comes to security personnel and police officials or party officials, I mean, we're hoping to see better treatment of the media come December 7th for the general election. So you heard from our colleague, Jennifer Sedi Kloji, and she was actually sharing her experience of how the treatment that was meted to her by some police officials who demanded her device on the special voting. We'll definitely be trying to engage with the security analyst and consultant Richard Kumado, and would actually be hearing from him to try and understand exactly what the situation is. Looking at the fact that this was just a special voting, we're looking straight to December 7th, and that is the general election. What should we look at for? Well, we have security consultant Richard Kumado. He has joined us live. Good evening, sir. You're welcome to ABC Prime.
Thank you.
We've seen and heard reports, you know, of some security officers allegedly filming and taking shots of their votes. How concerning is this act?
No, I think the pictures on social media, the people can be identified, and since then nobody has disproved that they were not the ones who did what they did. Irrespective of whatever happened, I think this is a new trend, and we will need to do something about it as quickly as possible before it gets out of hand. Controlling it to become a major issue, considering the fact that our electoral processes are such that when it comes to voting, it's a secret act, and whoever you vote for, you keep it to yourself. Having security officers leading the way, we are just opening the Pandora box for civilians to take charge, and that is going to create problems. So I will subscribe to any decision and agree with any group of people who says we need to restrain people from doing that, and we need to take care of people who want to do that, and also to ensure that our social media spaces clean up a little bit towards Saturday major elections in Ghana.
And since you've mentioned that Saturday is the major election that is taking place in the country, you know, looking at the crucial nature of that election, it has left almost every constituency and polling center volatile. How do we ensure confidence in electoral process where voters are assured of protection to improve voter turnout?
Yeah, when it comes to voter turnout, the political parties must have a vote campaign, which we have seen some of them being started already, to mobilize the people to vote and vote early, and also vote for their preferred parties and candidates. Electoral Commission has done what they call they made a strategy, or put in a voting strategy, where some police station registers I've seen so far. Some of them are 700 people, some are 400, some are 300. If they mobilize themselves, it means that by 1 o'clock, if everybody comes out, we are almost getting about 80 to 90% of the votes being casted. That makes life easier. And should there be voter displacement or people having problems with deleting names and many of those things, they will have the opportunity of ratifying it rather than waiting to appear somewhere around 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. And that is where the anger is going to come from. Now, when it comes to security and safety at the police station, all of us will want to go with what Dan Parry has done so far. Unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever he has said is a blueprint. It's a beautiful blueprint. The only way to assess it will be on the election day, where the implementation strategies will be needed. And we must also bear in mind that there are certain acts on election day that goes far beyond the remits of proper police. And all of them has to work together. Electoral Commission, police people, the media must do their job, and people who are going to vote need to be properly educated. If we can turn negativity into positivity and be productive on a day, we will agree to do some of these things as basic as possible, and there will be safety. There has been a concern about the military, and we've seen letters coming from the military saying they are not going to be deployed. And I think IGP Dampare is responsible for election security. It is Dampare who determines whether the military should be deployed or not, and who should go where, and who should be taken to anywhere. He's responsible, and he has to be held accountable should anything go wrong. So that is where we are now, and it's all fingers crossed, and doing what we can within the public space to ensure that all voters are educated, just like you are doing on your show this evening, and all of us will have a peaceful election, so that Ghana will not be divided.
Definitely. Finally, before I let you go, Richard, there's been concerns and rumors of some persons threatening to disrupt the elections and political parties vowing to resist any attempt. How can the election task force, through actionable intelligence, quell such actions?
Now, I think it's a right question. It's the right time, and it's the appropriate one. Dampare putting out the blueprint might have considered what happened in 2020 and might have provided some antidotes should it happen again. The difficulties we have, and from the special voting, the law enforcers have become lawless unto themselves, and their conduct and action have proven that they are not professionals enough. We are only hoping and praying that on election day, which is Friday down to Saturday morning, they will put up a show that ensures that confidence in them will be built up, and they will act as quickly as possible to any group of people, irrespective of whichever political party they support, to ensure that once you flag the laws, you will be dealt with. Normally, what we have seen in this country is a lack of punishment for political violence actors and people who take the law into their own hands. Our recent history has shown that the deaths and the shootings at Teachman South has not been investigated. And you are creating the premises for some other people to justify their actions. Until we start acting swiftly and dealing with people who fly the law from a position of a police officer and the leading prosecution agency, then we are going to have people who want to try their luck and make sure they hide themselves under the umbrella and make sure that the elephants carry them far away to the bush from the presence of the police. We will need to be neutral, we will need to be objective, and we will need to be seen as people who know what we are doing. And that is the way law enforcement are supposed to act. Maintaining law and order is crucial in this election.
Thank you for your time. We've actually been speaking with Richard Kumado. He is a security analyst, and he's sharing his thoughts on looking at peace generally come December 7th, which, do not forget, is just this Saturday. So please, if you're going out there to go and cast your vote, don't forget, we at ABC here say that hashtag vote not violence. Go out there and cast your vote. Do not go out there and engage in anything that is violent or anything that puts you in a precarious situation. And please, safety is very important. You're still watching ABC Prime. This is the Post Center. National Election Security Task Force, led by the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akuffo Dampare, has issued a stern warning to individuals impersonating as security personnel during the special voting. He made the statement earlier today, December 3rd, 2024, in a meeting with the representatives of various political parties, which was held at the National Election Security Task Force Press Center. My colleague, Derek Kumikusieju, has more to this report.
As part of effort by the National Security Task Force, led by the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akuffo Dampare, to ensure security and promote a peaceful environment for the upcoming December 7 general elections, a meeting was held with representatives from various political parties. This follows a previous meeting, which is part of the task force's ongoing engagement with different professional groups to update them on the security measures in place ahead of the elections. Speaking at the meeting, the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akuffo Dampare, issued a stern warning against tolerating individuals who impersonate security personnel during elections.
There's only state actors when it comes to security, and no other. The environment where people want to use certain uniforms that makes them feel half police, half fire service, have military, have migration, have prisons, or half of anything that resembles security. We feel that is unacceptable in this critical period of time. And we are clear in our mind how we want to deal with it. And we want you to know so that when we start dealing with it, you don't take us thinking that we are taking sides or we don't know what we are about. So that is also one thing we want to share with you. And we hope that after the discussion, we will share the generality of our position on it also to the Ghanaian people. But it's just fair that we let you be aware how we are going to deal with some of these things, for you to carry the message down to the last member of your group, for them to be warned that it is a zero-tolerance issue when it comes to people wanting to present themselves in a manner that makes them look anywhere close to being one of us. We are not going to accept it.
Fifi Kwaite, General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, along with Mr. Evans Demakon, Director of Elections, and other executives from the CPP and PPP, shared details of what transpired behind closed doors.
We had questions that were very well answered. Our concerns were addressed. We can say that the conversation showed that there is commitment on the part of the Election Security Task Force to ensure that everything is done to ensure that there's peace before, during, and after the elections. As the de-escalation strategies of the National Election Security Task Force, we've discussed the state actors who are going to be in charge of security issues. We discussed the concept of machoism. The New Patriotic Party has given its assurance to the National Election Security Task Force.
The party that gave birth to this nation, if there's anyone who is concerned about the safety of this nation, it is the nation's mother. And we have full faith in the Ghana Police Service and the security services, and we want to commend them for a good job done during yesterday's special voting. We would want to assure the good people of Ghana that Dr. Hassan Ayarga is a man of peace and would not want any Ghanaian to lose his or her life for him to become a president.
Barry Kumikisiedu reporting for ABC News Ghana.
Let's head away from election matters into the world of business. As the 2024 general elections gain momentum, the printing industry has become one of the largest beneficiaries of the season's business opportunities, with a growing demand for party paraphernalia ranging from all kinds of accessories. However, local printing press operators are expressing frustration over losing business as politicians increasingly seek branding services from overseas, adversely affecting local enterprises. Eric Trinebois Melo has more in this report.
In Ghana, political campaigns burst with energy and colors thanks to rallies, speeches, and a plethora of campaign paraphernalia, post and branded t-shirts. Now, these items are not just any objects or accessories, but they also play a crucial role in engaging votes and inciting voters ahead of the election. Today, we stepped out to engage people in the business.
Around the world, political parties invest significantly in branding merchandise and distributing items like t-shirts, posters, and vehicles during campaign tours. Recently, however, more unconventional products have emerged, including branded sneakers, clothing, jewelry, keychains, bangles, vuvuzelas, and other unique items. Traders, especially those associated with political parties, are reporting substantial profits from selling these items, yet, despite these impressive sales figures, printing houses say their businesses have seen a drastic decline in prolonged and are appealing to the various political parties to support their local business rather than procuring them from outside, which also contributes to a significant effect to the local currency.
Like I said, we are facing two problems here. The Chinese are here, they are doing retail, and they are giving cheaper costs in producing t-shirts. We are here and have employed a lot of Ghanaians. Why do you expect us to charge that cheap and we cannot even pay? We cannot even afford maintaining the machines that we have if we have to compete with them. So the industry is dead. Anybody in this industry, I'm telling you on record, they are just managing.
And I've seen a few lay about 5-4 people just to control the numbers. What also happens is that most of the jobs too, when it comes, there are these young guys around who have finished GSS, SS, and when a job comes like that and you're overwhelmed, you pass it to them for them to also do and get some.
A radio station, TV station to go and campaign over there instead of them to print the poster, the flyers and all those things. Churches are functioning actually, but they are not organizing programs like before. So we are not printing their flyers, their posters, all those things. They are not coming.
While some of the printing houses are crying their losses, Hajia Samira, a trader, tells me business has been great during this period and has seen significant rise in her sales.
I thank God. I have goods for myself, but because of the politics, I choose to sell this one. But even the day John Mama is coming, wallahi, alhamdulillah, when Muslim people say alhamdulillah, then I thank God. They have been buying it, yes. Some of the things, maybe I have some customers, I can call them for them to bring it to me. A day, 4,000, 2,000, at times 1,500.
Responding to claims that major political parties outsourced your items from outside, the Deputy General Secretary Mustafa Gbande noted that the party is committed to procuring from the local economy, but must be very competitive.
NDC largely procures these things locally, but the market is so generic that sponsors and other people who want to help some candidates or some parliamentary candidates, they may print it from a source. Again, it's about cost. How much does each finished product get printed and how much is being done locally? And so it's a very complex conversation that local industry and its leaders in terms of printing press would have to engage political parties just as marketing is done.
With only a few days left before the election, the evolving political landscape in Ghana will continue to rely on the strategic use of campaign items, which remain a crucial factor in ensuring successful and fair election. However, owners of local printing houses will have to hope for the best.
Still on business, Evans Otumfuo, president of the Mobile Money Agents Association of Ghana, has expressed concerns over the profitability of the Momo business, revealing that agents are not earning substantial profits. Speaking on ABC in the morning, Otumfuo highlighted that high taxes and the e-levy are placing a significant burden on agents, which has led to waning interest in the Momo business. His comments come after recent data from the Bank of Ghana showed a notable rise in mobile money transactions. The total number of Momo transactions increased from 705 million in September 2024 to 728 million in October 2024, which is a 3.3% rise, while the total value surged from 284.9 billion Ghana cedi to 298.6 billion Ghana cedi.
In terms of the benefits that some of these volumes and values bring to the agents, is not encouraging at all. The agents, day in, day out, profits and businesses, continue to dwindle simply because, as the report has indicated, the saturation of agents and for the lack of, proper remuneration.
Let's head away from business and head straight into international matters. Stories. The Ghana Police Service has commenced an investigation into an alleged attack on the convoy of the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei Tutu II in Techiman, Bono East region on Monday, December 2nd, 2024. According to the police preliminary reports, the incident occurred as Asantehene returned from a funeral in Nkranza. Some youth believed to be from Techiman reportedly threw stones at buses within the convoy, causing disruption. In a statement, the police stated that they are working closely with the Menchia Palace in Kumasi and relevant stakeholders in Techiman to ascertain the facts and address the situation. They therefore urge the public to remain calm and cooperate fully with the ongoing investigation. The Ashanti region has recorded a massive turnout in the special voting exercise, with an average voter turnout of 87.3% across the region. This impressive showing is a testament to the region's enthusiasm for the upcoming general elections. According to reports from the various constituencies, the special voting exercise was largely successful, with many voters casting their ballots without any major incidents. The high turnout is a significant improvement from previous elections, and it demonstrates the growing interest in the democratic process among the people of the Ashanti region. Let's take a look at some graphics. So these are the details of the special voting exercise from the various constituencies in Ashanti region. Now for Old Tafo constituency, we had for 286 out of 329 registered special voters cast their ballots, representing a turnout of 86.9%. For Efidrasi and Asokori constituency, we had 555 out of 610 registered voters casting their ballots, and this represented a turnout of 90.98%, which is a very high number. And for Asante Akim Central, we had 463 out of 550 registered voters cast their ballots, and this represented a turnout of 84.1%. And for Forikrom constituency, there were 355 out of 400 registered voters who cast their ballots, representing a turnout of 88.75%. Sawase constituency, we have 418 out of 494 registered voters who cast their ballots, which represented a turnout of 84.61%. And for Bekwai constituency, we had 560 out of 658 registered voters casting their ballots, and this gave representation of 85.1%. And for Boise East constituency, we had 284 out of 330 registered voters casting their ballots, and this represented a turnout of 86.06%. Definitely high figures and an improvement. Well, moving away from that, Programs Officer at the Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition, Samuel Harrison Kujo, has described the offering of food items to security agencies to vote in the special voting held yesterday as disgraceful and nauseating, implying that the security services have been compromised by politicians. His comment follows some alleged inducement of voters at some special voting centers, including the high-stake Ayawaso West Bogon constituency, where the MP, Lydia Al-Hassan, was caught on camera sharing food and water to voters in the voting queue. Speaking on ABC News Ghana, Samuel Harrison bemoaned the actions of both the candidates and the security agencies, leaving much to be desired. He added that there's no excuse for the actions of the parliamentary candidates and the security personnel, and the culprits should be prosecuted.
Someone who is a sitting MP who knows the law would go all out sharing food and water in a queue. And let's put that fact aside. The fact that the people who are receiving these things are security officers also leaves much to be desired, because it tells us that we are compromised. If our security people will stand in a queue and be receiving handouts in the full glare of TV cameras, then what about those days when there are no TV cameras? I am hoping that the OSP, based on the videos that are awash on social media, would pick up the people.
Away from that, Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has commissioned Ghana's first ever electronic clearance gate at the Kotoka International Airport to boost border security and enhance smooth arrivals and clearance. At the launch of the cutting-edge technology, Dr. Bawumia touted the government's achievement in enhancing border security and asserting that the new technology puts Ghana on the map and even above advanced countries in the world. There's more in this report.
Electronic gate stationed at the Terminal 3 of the Kotoka Airport breathes a sigh of relief to hundreds of travelers, as it is envisioned to reduce clearance time and bureaucracy at the airport. According to Dr. Bawumia, the new gate, developed by locals, positions Ghana as the pioneer of intelligent border control in the world. He touted the Ghana card as the foundation for the new technology.
This dual capability positions Ghana as a pioneer in intelligent border control, aligning with global standards while placing us ahead of many advanced countries at the moment. We are ahead of many advanced countries. Our e-gates leverage cutting-edge technologies such as artificial intelligence, biometrics, and real-time data processing.
The Minister for Interior, Henry Korte, delivering his remarks at the commissioning, says the new technology will also enhance the Ghana Immigration Service ability to manage and coordinate data on travelers.
Furthermore, the gates will enhance the Ghana Immigration Service ability to manage data and tracking of persons who are of security concern. Distinguished guests, this summit is a testament to the power of collaboration of the government of Ghana and the Madrid Group, which is forward thinking in the digitalization agenda of His Excellency the Vice President, Mr. Digital Economy.
The Commissioner General of the Immigration Service, Lawyer Kwame Techi, used the occasion to call on stakeholders to support the service's effort in safeguarding Ghana's borders.
Permit me to call on all to join the Ghana Immigration Service in celebrating this milestone. Let us all continue to work together to ensure Ghana's borders remain secure, efficient, and welcoming all genuine and legitimate travelers, and also protect undesirable elements.
Moving on to health-related issues, the president of the Renal Patients Association of Ghana, Mr. Bafo Kocho Ahinkra, has confirmed that the National Health Insurance Authority has procured additional dialysis machines to expand the program to underserved areas. In an interview on ABC in the morning, Mr. Ahinkra emphasized that the new dialysis machines, along with their consumables, represent a life-saving initiative that has been warmly welcomed, regardless of the timeline for their arrival. The free dialysis program is expected to benefit approximately 1,200 patients nationwide and will cost an estimated 57 million Ghana cedi annually. The initiative aims to reduce the financial burden on patients and their families, as each session is valued at 491 Ghana cedi.
If there's a hospital that do dialysis treatment, then they are included, because the list that published, as we are starting, those were the hospitals who could lay hands and agree to the national health insurance policy that they would do it. So I'm here to find out from the new treatment if there are hospitals there and they have the dialysis machines, then I can go push back. Then they'll be added to it. That is what I need to find out. If there are hospitals there, then they have every right to enjoy it, because I think it's the whole country. It's not for selected people. Now, I can tell all authority that national health insurance has put it on their claims package, So now there's something that has come to stay. And apart from that too, the statistics that we sat down that we take, not that they cannot pay, they can pay. And now that the government has promised that they are going to uncap the national health insurance, both NDC and NDC, they were saying that they are going to uncap the national health insurance. So there is money for them to do it. I can tell you, the whole country, we are talking about 1,200, 1,300. And when we put it together, it's about 57 million. Looking at that, looking at the lives that we are saving. You see, this thing is saving people's lives. So whether it is an investment year, it's not an investment year.
Let's go and take some sports stories. McGahey and Crystal Palace have been issued a formal reprimand by the
McGahey and Crystal Palace have been issued
over the defender's decision to write "I love you, Jesus" on his Rainbow captain's armband last Saturday when they drew with Newcastle at home. There's more in this report.
Crystal Palace have been issued a formal warning by the FA over the defender's decision to write "I love you, Jesus" on his Rainbow captain's armband, which he wore during Palace's draw against Newcastle on Saturday. However, according to multiple English football sources, he will not face charges. Law 4 of the FA's laws of the game permits initiative slogan, emblems promoting the game of football, respect and integrity, such as rainbow laces. However, it prohibits political, religious or personal slogan statements or images. Instead of charging Gehi, the FA has decided to contact Palace and the defenders to formally remind them that the appearance of any religious message on clothing, football boots or equipment is prohibited, as stated in Rule A4 of the Kit and Advertising Regulations. The reprimanded means that neither Gehi nor Palace will face FA charges. Gehi scored an own goal against Newcastle before Daniel Muno rescued a late draw for Palace on Saturday. As a devout Christian, Gehi's father is a church minister. Saturday's clash with Newcastle was Palace's designated Rainbow Laces match, marking the 11th year of the LGBT+ inclusion campaign in the Premier League. Crystal Palace travels to Portman Road tonight for their round 14 fixture of the English Premier League. Interestingly, Ipswich Town's captain Sam Mosey has refused to wear the armband, with rumours suggesting religious reasons, although the FA has yet to issue a statement.
Ben Nunu Mensah, president of the Ghana Olympic Committee, has joined the chorus of calls for the dismissal of Black Stars coach Otto Addo. In an interview with the sister station, Mensah emphasized that someone must take responsibility for the Black Stars' failure to qualify for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. Ghanaians have been demanding Otto Addo's dismissal after he failed to guide the senior national team to the tournament for the first time in 20 years. Mensah actually insists that the National Council is yet to decide on Otto Addo's future. Last week, they held a marathon meeting to review his technical reports following the Black Stars' failure to qualify. Well, let's head straight into international waters. Authorities in the Democratic Republic of Congo are racing to identify a mysterious disease that has killed 143 people in the southwestern province of Kwango. Victims reportedly exhibit flu-like symptoms, including high fever and severe headaches, with women and children being the hardest hit. Deputy Governor Remy Saki and Health Minister Apollinaire Yumba confirmed that a medical team has been dispatched to the rural Panzi Health Zone to collect samples for analysis. However, the area's lack of medicine supply and healthcare facilities is exacerbating the crisis. Civil society leader Seforian Manzanza described the situation as dire, stating that many infected individuals die at home without treatment. The World Health Organization is working with Congo's Public Health Ministry to investigate the outbreak and prevent further deaths. Authorities are urging swift action